What's up, YouTube? I'm Kendra Smith, the Maverick Girl. We're here with another Pauper video. We're going to be doing some sweet nonsense here with some Bogles. That's right. Big, slippery, hexproof critters. And I've been playing this list for a while. I really like this list. The one thing I have that really makes this deck struggle a little bit, obviously, is the fact that it can just lose to itself. But I think we're still going to do our best here. We're going to have a good time with it and just try and have some fun. What do you got? What do you all say? Shall we? All right, let's pop on into a league with some Bogles and just try to find a match here. See what we can do. And we got ourselves a match to kick off this one, right? Terminus 0, so I don't know what that is, but we're going to see. We're going to find out. Hand is okay. So we can go Slippery Bogle, put the Khalni Garden down, but then we don't have it play until the next turn where we can go favor of the Overbeing. So this is a very slow hand if we keep it. But the pieces are here. So it feels really good. If we can get the favor onto the Slippery Bogle, then it makes the hand really work because we also can go for it pretty much blocks all of the Delver stuff really effectively, but also we have to actually get this stuff on the board. We have some insurance against any edict effects. Seems okay to me. Let's go with it. Snow-covered island, so we are going to get hit with some Delver nonsense. We'll see what happens, I suppose. About all we can do here. Okay, can we actually find a forest? Because that would make this a lot better. Ugh. Let's see if they tap out here. I will happily give up this plant token. Utopia Sprawl. Wait, let's play this Ledgewalker. See if that sticks. I'm a little more willing to give this up here. Let's go here. Miscreant can get its hit in. Going in for another ninja seems loose. That's going to get the counter. Yep. Totally called that. So this favor of the Overbeing gets through, and it feels... Boy, does that feel good. That feels great, actually. It's going to have a tough time really beating us out here. Discard a card. We'll discard this Essence Warden or this Essence Harvest that isn't really doing much for us. I'll lose this Ancestral Mask. Let's get this Armadillo Cloak up. Easy peasy. What are they doing? Tragic Lesson? Fathom Seer. What? They kind of hecked up there a little bit. Okay. So... Dispel... No, we probably don't even need that. Dispel's fine. 2 gut shots and the 2 electrickeries I think is probably good. Like, the prohibit's okay, but I think we're better off. They're more on the build that's definitely going in on the fairies, so we don't need this Essence Harvest. Heliod's Pilgrim's okay. Ancestral Mask, not so much. I actually don't want the Pilgrims at all. I think I'd rather just focus on trying to get my critters down quickly. That's a great hand. So we have turn 1 Utopia Sprawl, turn 2 Gladecover Scout into Cartouche of Solidarity. Or even better. Let's do this. Yep. So now we get to stick the landing on this Gladecover Scout, which is exactly where we want to be. Okay, now we got a choice here. I can go in on... like, one of the Ethereal Armors. It's probably just better to go in on, like, the Cartouche, right? Yeah, let's just go in on the Cartouche here. Okay. So they would have had the counterspell for the Ancestral Mask or the Armadillo Cloak, so this was a reasonable way to go about this. So they might attack and ninja. And that's exactly what's happening here by the looks of it. No ninja. Interesting. Sure. So they got rid of 2 counter spells. That's good. No Delver Flip. So sometimes these mono blue decks tend to run oh man, what is it? Stormbound Geist. Why Stormbound Geist? It's so weird. Sometimes they run God, why can't I think of this card? Curfew. Oh, that's not perfect, but it's right about where I want to be. I think I just got to take this risk on this Armadillo Cloak here. Yeah. Oh, we got there? Big PogChamp energy right there, if you didn't see that. Echoing Truth on the Army Cloak, sure. So they've got 6 damage coming through here. I know they have a counter spell in hand. God, this feels great. Okay. Opponent shouldn't even be thinking, what? Did opponent just hand me the game? I'm just so... What? Yeah, I think we're just going to get there. We've got Electrickery too, so like if we really need to actually get some damage through, like we can do it. And there it is, we got there. That was so weird. Like they knew we had the Armadillo Cloak, why go in on the... I think they were maybe worried that I would have been able to stick enough damage with the Ethereal Armor that would kill them, but they kind of knew what I had. Like, they knew it was Ethereal. So I had only 1 card left in hand. That card was... Or I had 2 cards in hand, excuse me, after the Ethereal Armor. One of them was Armadillo Cloak, and the other was an unknown. At that point, I would have just... Well, we'll see what we can do. I don't think I'm going to get to Stompy, but we'll see how these matches play. All right. I think we just play this person. I can't remember what they're on. I think they were on Burn, if memory serves correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was our Burn opponent. This seems really good, though, right? Because we can go Heliod's Pilgrim to find the thing. Yeah, that seems great. I'm going to roll with this. The Khalni Garden's a little risky because of them possibly being on the... Yeah, I just gotta let this... Okay, that changes things. So, let's go for the Abundant Growth here. Oh, absolutely. That's my bad. I totally forgot about that. Manfred, thanks so much for the follow. What's up? How are you doing? Hope you're having a great day. I'll just F6 here, and then I'll update Cardboard Live. There we go. All set. Whew! That Essence Harp is so good. They're on one land, though. I feel pretty comfortable just going for the Heliod's Pilgrim into the Armadillo Cloak here. Lava Spike, sure. Alright, let's put this here. And Army Cloak it away. If we don't find anything next turn, then I can always sacrifice the Unbridled Growth. But if they stay stuck on one land, this is going to be just hard for them to really come back from. Decidedly, Ugin, we are definitely winning here, so far at least. How are you doing, friendo? Hope you're having a pretty good day yourself here. Woohoo, and an Ethereal Armor. This might wrap up this game. Yeah, that wraps it up. Okay. We do 8 here. I mean, even if we didn't gain this life, we just won. Yeah, I saw Twitter was getting a little rowdy today, and I'm definitely not feeling too bad about being here, doing my streaming right now and avoiding all of that nonsense. All right, so easy win, easy game, easy life. Bring in the Acolytes, bring in the lifelink. Which spell? Dispel. And 1 prohibit. I don't want to go too deep on those, but we can cut Pilgrims. Favor of the Overbeing isn't that great. Cartouche of Solidarity is bad, especially since it activates their stuff. And I think we can actually cut an Essence Harvest here. Like, Essence Harvest is okay. Being on the draw, a little less so. Actually, yeah, let's cut a Mask and go up the other Essence Harvest here. Going down 1 Mask is probably fine. Yeah, I'm sure Diablo is probably pretty good. You know, I've never really gotten into Diablo too much myself, but yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely a good way to take a break from things a little bit. Alright, so, but we're definitely making up for a lot of our other stuff. What's the standard bearer in the sideboard for? A Tog Fling? There's that. You also stop, you can also stop Stompy and Elves pretty effectively. It's also really good in the mirror match because you can make it so your opponent can't equip, or your opponent can't suit up their Bogles or anything like that. Oh my god. Okay. This hand is so sketch. I'm gonna keep it. Worst case, we go to game 3, but man, this is a weird hand. Because I don't even know that I can reliably call black on this. Let's just run out the Bogle for now. Let's hold the Utopia Sprawl until we actually need it, I think. Interesting. Ledgewalker goes in. So there's also an argument that if I could have brought in Standard Bearer for this matchup because it basically diverts a burn spell at the Standard Bearer as opposed to just straight to my face or anything like that. Interesting hard cast Rift Bolt. That is certainly a play there, opponent. Okay, Abundant Growth. I feel a lot better about doing this now. Yikes. Okay. Well, let's just roll with it. See how dead we are next turn. Even if they go... Well, they might draw another bolt. If they go bolt, 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 fire blast, then they just win. But I feel like they don't have that. Big yikes energy. Especially because I feel like they've got a Searing Blaze or two in their hand. Oh, absolutely. I don't think they would have sideboarded into Searing Blaze, but... Fire... What? That was the loosest Fire Blast I think I've ever seen. I'm so confused. Alright, I can't kill them this turn with the Ancestral Mask, but I can get them down. Essence Harvest. If we survive a turn, then I can get in for the kill. Alright, so we're up to 10. Let's see if we can get there. What are you doing, opponent? Four damage. So we're going to try and make sure we get this damage through now. That way, if they try some nonsense... Like, if they have an Elic Trickery here... No, we just got there. Cool. Never didn't have it, friends. I'm going to be back in just a second. We're going to run a quick ad, and we'll get going with some more of these excellent matches, and hopefully we can actually try for a 5-0 this time around. That'd be sweet, right? So, give me one hot second, and we'll be back in just a moment. And hang tight, and I'll be back for some more action in just a second. See you shortly. Alright, so let's keep this going. Let's try this again. I'm ready to play some more action. What do you all think? I think the game plan might have been to confuse me. Yeah, I feel that. There's definitely a lot of people out there who have tried to do that. So can we get there? Or is this going to be a 2-0 into a 2-3? Because that would be just my luck, you know? All right, we got us a match. Let's see if we can get there. Carves. Oh, boy. That's a pretty decent hand. I'm concerned about the fact that we don't have any white sources here. But we've got enough of those in the deck that I'm not too concerned if we have to wait a few turns and draw those. So we're going to try this, keep his hand, and try for the Bogle. Hopefully they're not on mono black, and then we'll just die. Excellent. Carves has a history of also being on the Bogles kind of plan, or Elves or something, so we'll see what they're doing here. Definitely Bogles. So we got a mirror match here. This is going to probably end in Carves' favor, but we're going to see how this plays. Sideboard's pretty easy here. It's Ray of Revelation, 2 Standard Bearers. You know, maybe Electric Trickery. I don't think the Electric Trickery is really where I want to be here, to be honest. Probably, though, the... Actually, yes, I want the Electric Trickeries because of Standard Bearer. Yeah, I definitely know my fair share of people. Dear yikes. This is not going to go well for me. I took a risk and calculated a risk here and drew a lot of exactly what I didn't want to try and do. But I'm dead. I don't think there's any way in hell that I can come back from this. Wow, and we just drew nothing but lands. Okay. So that goes. Ray of Revelation, double Standard Bearer, double Electric Trickery. Take out these Essence Harvests, Favors, and Cartouche, I think. Just try and focus on going all in on the other stuff here. Is this how Bogles loses to its Bogles loses to itself? Exactly. Just you find some of the pieces, but not all of it. Dangerous hand. One more. This is still dangerous. Dear God. So we're going to 5. The other one was at least, like, playable. Not great, but playable. This one is just actively bad. Like, Ash Barrens is normally fine, but, like, here it's just... This does nothing. Last one did something. This one does actual nothing. Especially since I'm on the play. So, we're molding to 5, and that's not going to be a good time. I guess. I'm better keeping this than some of the other hands. We'll do 2 forests and hold up the Electrickery and hope we can get there. Cross those fingers for, like, some shit. Never didn't have it. Do they have it? Interesting. Well, now we've got this. So it's definitely harder for them to kill it. Unless they have the gut shot. Okay, no gut shot. Feeling a lot better about this. Carves is definitely a long-time expert with this deck, though, so if anyone can get there with it, it's him. Abundant Growth, huh? That's interesting. Abundant Growth would be fantastic. Okay. Did we get another game? Yeah, okay. So we're into game 3. And hopefully we can get a better draw this time around, because boy howdy was that some shit. I don't know how I actually won that match, or won that game, to be honest with you. Alright, let's try for a better hand. That was definitely a case of, like, I had the perfect draw with the plains. I think a Utopia Sprawl actually would have been better because I had 2 forests, but yeah. Oh, hand's great. We're gonna keep this hand all day. I'm holding up okay. I'm struggling a little bit with my sleep schedule, but for the most part, I'm actually doing pretty well. How about yourself? I mean, I know obviously you were saying you were doing all right, just trying to get away from all of the Twitter drama and everything. Wow. Hello. All right, let's see if this can get there. Cave of Temptation is cool. I like that. All right. Now we find out, does this die, or does it stick around to get suited up with an Ancestral Mask? Come on, deck. One time. Gut shot. Okay. Had a feeling. That's fine. Yield till the end step. Okay, they got Standard Bearer. That sucks. And we're still drawing forest, so we're probably very dead. If they can suit up that Standard Bearer, we're in for a bad time. Interesting. Horse Skyfisher, huh? What is Carves doing here? Looks wild. Alright, but next turn they're going to be going in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because they have the Abundant Growth. I'm comfortable just packing this up here. Even if I hit the Standard Bearer to combat that. Excuse me. Then I would be able to block the Gladecover Scout, but I would still take 4 damage from the other stuff, so... Nah. I liked Trickery a little more, to be honest, but yeah, Gutshot was definitely worth a consideration there. I just don't like Gutshot because at some point Gutshot becomes just kind of medium. You know, if you can't kill, or if they don't have the Standard Bearer, if you don't see the Standard Bearer, or even if they do see the Standard Bearer and they're able to pump it up, then the Gutshot just ends up being a dead draw. Yellow Trickery is a little bit like that, but Yellow Trickery can also get their Bogles on the other side of the board there. So we're 2-1 though. We won't get a 5-0, but we can still go in for some other plays here. Try to get in on the 4-1 action. I'm always a fan of the 4-1. Amora's again. So Amora's is definitely on Izzet Blitz. So we have to play this in a way that looks like it can beat Blitz. This... Man, it feels like I just got some in my throat here. Hand is probably fine, though, because we can go land Utopia Sprawl. Following turn, we can go land Silhana, Abundant Growth. And so at that point, we've drawn a few cards, too, so this feels okay. I'm comfortable going for the green because we know we've got the plains. So we've got a few ways we can handle this. Alright, let's try. See what we got. Ooh, Armadillo Cloak. Okay, that's really good. So let's go Abundant Growth into Ledgewalker. Pass the turn. We'll get Armadillo Cloak onto the Ledgewalker and see what we can do after that. Kiln Fiend comes down. Come on, Ethereal Armor. Ugh, Ash Barrens, get the fuck out of here. So this is an easy block from the Slippery Bogle to the Kiln Fiend. Hopefully they just can't get there, but they probably maybe can. Nope. Nivix Cyclops. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. Or no. Well, we got a blocker. I could say that much for us. Still almost certainly, like, very dead here. Yeah. Peak tells me that they've got it. So, Team or Battle Rage, whichever one gets blocked, then the other one goes through, and they'll deal 29 damage to me altogether. Yeah, I'm pretty dead. A valiant attempt was made, though. Oh, maybe they don't have it. Oh, no, they've got it. Exact Seeds, too. It's amazing that they managed to get that exactly 26 damage. Unreal. Alright, so easy, Dispel, Prohibit. Acolyte's okay. I just don't know that I like Acolyte. I mean, I guess it stops. It does. Acolyte's in a really weird spot. I think we bring it in, though. And we bring in a Cartouche. Yeah, lifelink is good. Alright, so... The real trick here is figuring out what to cut. Probably one Essence Harvest. Like, it pushes the damage through and gets us there. It also gains us some life, but a lot of times it might not be good enough. One Heliod's Pilgrim. I think Ledgewalker. Actually, I think I would rather just have the Acolytes over Ledgewalker here anyway. They pretty much fill the same role, but the one is a little better. That's a really good hand. I'm very comfortable keeping that. We go Utopia Sprawl. If we don't find another land, then we can go Slippery Bogle. I guess it depends on what their first play looks like. But Utopia Sprawl to start us off seems really good. Actually, still probably turn to Acolyte. Crumbling Vestige, huh? Okay. What's the opponent got for us here? Let's just pass the turn and see what we can get. So they flipped the Delver. Preordain. Maybe I should have actually been attacking with the Acolyte, because then I can... No. This is still fine. Another Delver. Okay. Big womps. Yike. Okay, so here's the problem, okay? If I should just let this be, I think. My concern is if they try and go for the Apostle's Blessing on the Kiln Fiend. I'm better off just holding this up for the moment. Mutagenic Growth is a pretty hard yikes for me. Not feeling very good about this. I think even if I can get an Armadillo Cloak, I'm still going to have a very tough time coming back here. I'm trying to think if there's a winning line here. The winning line is probably involves Abundant Growth into Abundant Growth into some other stuff. This ain't gonna do it, Chief. We kind of drew really poorly. Like, we had a really great opening hand and a good start, but it just didn't pan out for us. And we're probably gonna lose for it. We didn't have any more, really any more pants or anything to throw onto these critters. And that's what killed us here. Because next turn they can just go mutagenic, kill us. I'm pretty comfortable just losing here at this point. I probably lost, so that means we got to try for the 3-2. Yeah. Fire and Ice and Izzet Blitz, huh? That's interesting. So if they have Apostle's Blessing, we're just like ultra dead. We know they have to mutagenic growth. Team of Battle Rage pretty much does it too. Oh yeah, 3-2s are great. They're definitely like my bread and butter here. Okay, yeah, we're just dead. Scoop it up. Amoris, my old nemesis. I don't very much appreciate the return of Izzet Blitz, but congratulations on bringing it back. Actually, I don't think it's that bad right now in the meta. I think it's pretty good that we have it back once again in the game. Oh my god. There's like a stray hair. It's just killing me. All right, we got another matchup. Let's see what we can get. Psychic Viking. I like that name. That's a risky hand. We're going to mold that. Oh my god, this isn't much better, but we're going to keep it. There's still a lot of ways that this can get there. Yikes. Pestilence? Oh, we're dead. We're full dead. Where's Pestilence been? Why is it suddenly showing up in leagues again? I'm dead. Full dead. Jesus. I don't even know why I called black there. I should have called white. We're in for a bad time here, folks. Let's see if we can avoid another edict effect. Please, one time. Castigate. Okay. Feels kind of bad. We're still very weak to another edict. Pestilence kind of does it up there too. Yeah, Pestilence, okay. One-time deck, come on. Ah, full dead. God, this sucks. Because now they can just triple Pestilence activation and they get there. Talk about a dagger. Yeah, we're going to skip it up right here. Alright, so... Standard bearers, just so we have them. Cartouche is really good here. Heliod's Pilgrim. Harvest is actually really good. Favor of the Overbeing actually is kind of bad. Prohibits seem decent. I still wonder if we're going to see any standard bearers. They may think that we're okay. Excuse me. That they're okay without that. Actually, yeah, let's just... Normally I would go in on the standard bearers for having the multiple creatures kind of thing, but let's go in on gut shots, actually. Cut that Unbridled Growth. Like, that Unbridled Growth is just so medium. Hand's fine. Not great, but fine. So this is Utopia Sprawl for green. Play the forest, play Bogle, into next turn, the turn after that, Armadillo Cloak. Or maybe we can just do it differently. We actually play this on the white. I guess... A multi 5 is interesting. Multi 4. Alright, so let's put this on white, actually. Ooh, that's really nice here. Suit up the Bogle more than anything, because obviously that gets through Guardian of the Guild Pact. And we've obviously got really good Edict Insurance, so feel pretty good about this. And we got a Heliod's Pilgrim. I think Pilgrim's just going to get us some more damage at the moment. Let's go in on Pilgrim. It's very hard for them to get through with an Edict at this point, so we'll see how this goes. Even if they were to try and go for a Shrivel into Edict, that still doesn't work, so I'm going to hit him for 7 here. Lone Missionary is fine. Hey, gut shot. Ended up working out for me in the end. So, what is the play? Just attack? Right, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just attack. I'd rather keep up the gut shot to try and get in for the actual final damage kind of thing. I'm trying to think if they play Rift Watcher, how much life do they gain kind of thing here. Even Rift Watcher gains them 2 life. Omen of the Dead, sure. And Utopia Sprawl gets there, friends. Got 11 damage. And we got the win there. So, cool. So, can we maybe get that one last win in here? I'm going to try for Cartouche of Strength over one of these gut shots, I think. Hand is fine. It's slow. That's possibly problematic, but we're going to do this. I like the fact that we have the card draw here. We have multiple creatures. It feels like we've got a lot going on here. Let's go for the Abundant Growth first. Try and get some lands. Cycle Barrenmore. Ooh, and a 3rd Gladecover Scout. Seems good to me. Let's try this one more time. Yikes. Being this stuck on lands kind of hurts a lot. I think I want to lose Prohibit here. I feel like that's not going to do enough here. Gut Shot can stop the Standard Bearer if they have it. Rancor out of the hand. How dare they? Well, we got Utopia Sprawl. This sucks. I think I have to do this as much as I don't want to. Double green so we can get 2 Gladecover Scouts on the next turn. Okay, so next turn, opponent can go Pestilence, which can get us. So we're going to have to see how this goes. And kind of do some hoping and praying here, because this ain't looking good. Okay. Let's castigate again. Probably take Mask. Yeah. Thank God. All right. We have an outside shot here. I wouldn't say we're like looking super good, but we're doing decent at this point. Like, we've stabilized enough that I feel kind of comfortable about all of this. Ugh. Best not to attack, because then the Gladecover Scout just dies. If they have Pestilence... Okay. No! Alright. I accidentally basically F6 through my whole thing there. Ugh, big yikes. So let's see what our lovely opponent does here. Sure. Edicts, sure. Okay. We're gonna play it right this time. Go Scout, Mask. So 2, 4, 5, sure. Don't miss the accidental F6. Yeah, I don't miss it either. Oh, man, that would have gotten us there too. We would have been fine. Ugh, tilt. Because if our opponent has the right draw, they can go Pestilence, activate once, Edict, and then we just lose. Sure, opponent. Thribo Inspector. Interesting. What is opponent doing here? Looking for the... No! Wow, we got the 3-2. Holy crap. How did we get a 3-2 against Pestilence? I don't... Really good. We're going to open that sweet little chest. Ooh, and we got some packs too. I didn't see the packs. Let's crack some packs and see what we get. So let's crack the chest first. Something good. We got an almighty Brushwag. 10 play points isn't the worst. And Crackling Doom. Could do a lot worse than that. Let's crack these packs and see what we get. Fatal Push. Fatal Push is good. Wish they would update some of these, to be honest. They haven't been updated in a while. Reclamation Sage. And... Bishop of Rebirth. Meh. Kind of meh. But, anywho, that's going to wrap this up here, this little video here. So, I want to give the shout-outs as usual. You know, thanks so much for checking it out. If you enjoyed this, you can obviously like, follow, subscribe. Obviously, on Twitch here, you can hit that little follow button, big heart up there at the top. Very much appreciate it. Want to give a big shout out to cardorder.com. They're the ones that make these streams possible. You can find all the links that I'm throwing out here on the chat in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter and chat it up with me. I hang out there all the time. Literally all the time. Find me on YouTube if you're here on Twitch, because I do replays there frequently. I didn't post like very many last week because I was off for a week more or less. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of videos tonight and over the next few days. You can also hit up my articles on coolstuffinc.com. I do that every time. Articles. And I write them up on coolstuffinc.com. There's a new one every Wednesday. This week's is going to be a little less Pauper focused. I'm probably going to do something like Commander oriented. But like next week, if all goes well, I'm thinking about doing something along the lines of getting people engaged in like how to take an account from zero to actual full on, and explain how we're going to do that. Start like a new little video series, if that makes sense. And then... last but not least, I have a Discord server. If you want to come hang out in this Discord server with a bunch of friends, come hang out. Let's chat it up. Let's have a good time. Have some fun with it. So, thanks so much. See you then.